So, last video I unboxed the what the fuck was it called? The Phantom 2. Okay, so we have two more knives. Okay, great. One of these is one that I was very looking forward to. One of which I know like nothing about. So this is the Nabalis Hydra. The Nabalis Hydra is a aluminum balisong that clocks in maybe it's like I think 140-ish retail. Hello, instantly dropping other people's knives. Let's give it away. It clocks in at 3.99 ounces, so like I could just round that up to say 4 ounces on the dot. It's a little mediocre tolerance. This is not a new knife, so perhaps if you get one of these, the tolerances will be better. Alas, this is about as... If I try and give it a tighter tighten, it's just gonna strip. Okay. Oh man, unfortunately, this this play makes it feel a lot worse than it probably is. I also thankfully have the Nabalis Volt Pro and the Nabalis Wing with me, as well as a Squid Nautilus. So I have some things in a pseudo similar price range. Eventually later, I also have a Nabalis Trident, but I put that back. Okay, so first things first. This looks really textured, but despite all the texture, it doesn't feel like gross. It's really easy for textures. Whoa, wait a second. What the fuck? Huh. Okay, this is strange. So, the texture on these ballasts. Oh, it's intentional. You get this sort of like tentacle-ash looking thing. And I was like, that looks kind of bizarre because they're mismatched. Like this side is different from this side, and if you flip it around, it's the same thing. But now that I see that in this lighting, it actually looks kind of cool. Thankfully, this texture is not very coarse. It is a little grippy. We'll see how grippy it is, but right now it does not feel intrusive or uncomfortable, which is nice. Because as you may know, I have sensitive skin, and it is very hard for me to flip certain things for a long time. I would say that this is a slight handle bias. Yeah, this is a slight handle bias. Alright, you have a kind of nice, sleek, false edge, pseudo drop point-ish. It's not too pointy, thankfully. It's like, it'll, if you try and, if you drop this on yourself, it's not going to not hurt, but it's pretty safe. Jimping, nice, pretty consistent. Interestingly, these handle ends are like cup shaped. I don't really know how I feel about that. Okay. This backside is also completely smooth. Like while the faces are grippy, the back is very slick. I think the Hydra is fine. Let me compare it to the wing. Let's see. The wing also is. How much does the wing weigh? The wing weighs 4.13, so it's a little heavier. The wing also has a lot of grip too, and thankfully this wing has like nice tolerances. The wing feels more neutral. The Hydra feels more handle bias, maybe. Again, it's like a little hard to say just because of the tolerances are a little wacky, but I think yeah, it feels handle bias. Hydra's fine. It's adequate. For Nabali's prices, they are good and they're reasonable. It's about 140 for retail. I think you could probably get one for cheaper, especially on the secondhand market. That's easy. A lot of people are just not into keeping their Hydra. Some people actually put their Hydra blades on Kraken handles, I believe, which is cool. It is obviously not designed for that because they are made by separate companies. But that is a possibility. Ow, that was on me. I don't know. I'm not in love with this either. And I think, unfortunately, a big part of that is the tolerances are shit. Which, again, I don't think is Nabalis' fault, but who's to say? Like, my wing has a good tune and is used. My Trident has an okay tune. Like, it's pretty solid tune, but it could be better. And this Hydra's tune, just to show you, it's very definitely there. But I don't think there's any tap. Yeah, there's no tap, thankfully. I've just become increasingly intolerant of, like, play. feels a lot less responsive and feels much cheaper. But at least the jimping is good. The balance is good if you like handle bias. It feels... Ooh, there's like a little bit of like... Sometimes I feel a little lagginess when I'm like trying to flip it. It's nice though, and it's comfortable and grippy. So the fact that it has both grip and is like comfortable and like doesn't like... I feel it if I like run my fingers down it, but when I'm just flipping it, I don't... It doesn't feel like intrusive. Like the wing... There's no way you can't not feel the wing's texture. The wing is very, very textured. And, like, you feel it basically all the time when you're flipping it. Especially fans. Hydra is a lot more subtle. So if you want aggressive texture and you want that aggressive grip, the wing definitely provides. Hydra is nice in that it's comfortable. I just don't like the balance of it as much. And that's fine. That's a preference thing. Both of these are false edges. Wing is slightly heavier at like, I think it's like almost 0.2 ounces heavier. Let's see, is the wing longer? Yeah, the wing is longer too. So, interesting that the longer one is like more neutral. Wing also does have some more speed channels. Also, do be aware that the Hydra is an older product. I think there might be variants where there may be speed channels. I think a speed channel would probably feel much nicer, or at least a faux speed channel, as well as help with the balance. But I was just never that interested in the Hydra. It was, it's kind of like alongside the Marbles. The Marbles also seems really cool, except that the Marbles has an overly convoluted weight system question mark. I think I forgot to bring that up in my weight system video. It's cool as a concept. I've yet to try one, the thing. Also, the Marbles is like not beginner friendly, and that beginners don't know what the fuck they want, you know? Like, beginners might think, I want neutral, I want handle bias. Like, they won't know. They don't know until they, like, know, you know? As for the Hydra, I think this is a perfectly fine Balisong to learn on. Like, it's no more handle bias than my Mako or Volp was. And the jimping is definitely satisfactory. So, I don't really have anything... I don't have strong opinions on this Balisong, basically, is where I'm sitting currently. It is interesting, but not, like, mind-blowing and not, like, life-changing in a way that I feel like. So at least between these two, I feel more comfortable saying I like the wing more. But, like, there's a little bit of preference to play around with. So we'll see how I feel about this as time goes on. But this was my first impressions of the Nabalis Hydra False Live Blade. It's well machined. I'll definitely give it that. And it's got a lot of like character. Again, like being able to see this in the light, this sort of wave thing between the two handles, that's really cool. Something I could not see as well with the naked eye. But thanks for tuning in. I definitely will give this a little bit more time. And, you know, I want to give the Phantom some more time too. But I got some knives to try. So thanks, Echo Praxis, for lending these to me. And see you next video. Oops, that's the wrong button.